Breaking news today, December 15th, 2025. Take a look at this chart. Silver has just smashed past $64 an ounce, and it's happening at lightning speed. Why? Because a massive leak just dropped, revealing a secret trip by Samsung executives to Mexico. We're talking about a corporate maneuver that's shaking the entire silver market to its core. This isn't just another price fluctuation. This is a seismic shift. The mainstream media is scrambling to catch up, but we have the inside story right now. What Samsung is doing could trigger the biggest silver squeeze we've ever seen, and it's all unfolding today. If you missed this video, you could miss the biggest silver move of your life. This is a story about foresight, desperation, and a corporate giant making a move so bold it's almost unbelievable. But it's real. Today's price explosion to over $64 is directly linked to this. It's not a coincidence. What we're seeing is the market reacting in real time to information that was never supposed to get out. The ripples from this are just starting. What does Samsung know that the rest of the world is just waking up to? They aren't just buying silver, they're attempting to corner a supply source before a massive global shortage hits. This isn't just about making money. For them, it's about survival. Stay with me, because every detail I'm about to share connects directly to the chaos you're seeing on the charts right now. This is your final warning. Let's get straight to the leak. Here's what we know. A team of high-level executives from Samsung C&T, their trading and investment arm, landed on a private jet in Durango, Mexico just hours ago. They weren't there for a vacation. Their mission: to finalize a massive expansion of a deal with a company called Silver Storm Mining. You might remember back in October, Samsung made a $7 million prepayment deal for silver from their La Parrilla mine. That was just the appetizer. What's happening right now is the main course. Sources on the ground confirm they are locking up 100% of the mine's future output. Not a portion, not a percentage, all of it. They are essentially buying the entire mine's production before it's even pulled from the ground. The deal involves a massive new prepayment to get the mine fully restarted by the first quarter of 2026. Think about what that means. A global tech behemoth is so concerned about its future silver supply that it's flying executives down to personally oversee a deal that takes an entire Mexican silver mine off the open market. This isn't a normal business transaction. This is a strategic acquisition of a critical resource. They're bypassing the COMEX, bypassing the bullion banks, and going straight to the source. This is Samsung securing its lifeline, and it tells you everything you need to know about how tight the physical market is about to get. So why is Samsung so desperate? Why go to such extreme lengths for silver? The answer is simple and terrifying for their competitors. Silver is in everything they make. It's not just a small component. It's the irreplaceable lifeblood of their entire product ecosystem. Look at your Galaxy phone. The conductive paste that makes the screen work, the intricate circuitry, the semiconductors, all rely on silver. Your Samsung QLED TV? Silver. The battery in your tablet? Silver. Your smart refrigerator, your washing machine? Silver, silver, silver. It is the most conductive element on Earth, and there is no viable substitute for it in high-end electronics. And they know it. Samsung has filed patents for next-generation solid-state batteries that use a revolutionary silver-carbon technology. They aren't just thinking about today's products. They're planning for the next decade of innovation. Without a guaranteed massive supply of silver, their entire tech empire grinds to a halt. Their R&D, their production lines, their future growth, it all depends on this one precious metal. What we're seeing with this Mexico trip isn't just a smart business move, it's an act of corporate survival. They see the writing on the wall, a massive supply deficit is coming, and they're positioning themselves to be one of the few companies left standing when the music stops. But here's where the story gets even bigger. This isn't just about phones and TVs. That's today's demand. Samsung is preparing for a future that will require exponentially more silver. We're talking about the holy trinity of 21st century technology: electric vehicles, solar energy, and artificial intelligence. Samsung SDI is one of the world's largest manufacturers of EV batteries. Each EV uses a significant amount of silver, and as the world transitions away from gas-powered cars, that demand is set to explode. Analysts predict EVs alone could add over 90 million ounces of new silver demand annually. Then there's solar. Samsung is a major player in manufacturing components for solar panels. The green energy revolution is built on silver. Solar already consumes around 230 million ounces a year, and that number is growing relentlessly. Finally, AI. The massive data centers required to power artificial intelligence need the most efficient conductors possible to manage heat and energy usage. Guess what that is? Silver. Samsung isn't just buying silver for today's phones. They are stockpiling for tomorrow's entire tech revolution. They are looking at the combined demand from EVs, solar, and AI, and realizing that the current global mine supply can't even come close to satisfying it. This trip to Mexico is their checkmate move in a global chess game for resources. Now, let's connect this back to what's happening on the exchanges. Today's price surge past $64 isn't just because of the Samsung news. It's the spark that lit a powder keg that was already about to blow. For weeks, we've been tracking the chaos on the COMEX. The registered inventory, the silver that's actually available for delivery, has been draining to dangerously low levels. We've seen massive physical withdrawals as smart money and industrial users pull metal out of the system. Lease rates have been spiking, which is a classic sign of a severe physical shortage. The paper market is breaking. Just last week, we saw the bullion banks attempt one of their classic suppression tactics, a desperate move to slam the price down and shake out weak hands. But this time, it failed spectacularly. It backfired. Instead of crashing, the price held firm and then rocketed higher. Their final kill switch, their last-ditch effort to maintain control, just failed. And then the Samsung leak hit the wire. It was the ultimate confirmation for the market that the physical squeeze is real and it's here. The industrial users are panicking. They're bypassing the paper games and going straight to the mines. What you're witnessing is the beginning of the end for the paper-silver manipulation scheme. The price discovery is shifting from paper contracts in New York to real-world supply and demand deals in places like Mexico. So let's put all the pieces together. We have a global tech giant, Samsung, in a state of panic over its future silver supply. They are so concerned that they are secretly flying executives to Mexico to lock up an entire mine's production for years to come. They are doing this because they know that silver is irreplaceable in their current products and absolutely critical for their future in EVs, solar, and AI. This move confirms that the coming industrial demand is going to be astronomical, far outstripping what the world can currently mine. At the exact same time, the paper market on the COMEX is in its death throes. Registered inventory is vanishing. Physical metal is being drained from the vaults, and the bank's attempts to control the price are failing. The Samsung news was the final nail in the coffin, proving to everyone that the industrial squeeze is on. This isn't speculation anymore. This is happening right now. The price action today is just the first tremor. The real earthquake is coming. The disconnect between the physical reality and the paper price is snapping shut, and the result will be a revaluation of silver that will be talked about for generations. For the 6th year in a row, the world is facing a massive silver deficit. We're talking about a shortfall of over 149 million ounces every single year. You might think, can't we just mine more? The answer is a hard no. New silver discoveries are at historic lows, and bringing a new mine online takes a decade and billions of dollars. What about recycling? It helps, but it's a drop in the ocean compared to the exploding industrial and investment demand. The simple, scary truth is that the readily available above-ground stockpiles of silver are vanishing. They're being drawn down at an alarming rate. And who is acting on this information? The smart money, the insiders, which brings us back to those Samsung executives in Mexico. Their secret trip isn't just a business deal, it's a massive signal. They see the supply cliff coming in 2026, and they are moving aggressively to secure physical silver, not on paper, but in their possession, before it's too late. They know the well is about to run dry, and they are making sure they have their fill while the rest of the world is still asleep. This isn't just a rumor, it's a calculated move by one of the world's largest tech giants. They're not waiting, they're acting. Now, let's talk about the math that Samsung's executives almost certainly have plastered on their boardroom walls. It's called the gold to silver ratio, and understanding it is the key to unlocking the true potential of silver. For over 5,000 years of human history, the natural geological ratio of gold to silver in the earth as crust has been about 15 to 1. That means for every 1 ounce of gold, there are roughly 15 ounces of silver. This historical precedent set the monetary value for centuries. But look where we are today. The ratio is hovering around 69 to 1. It takes 69 ounces of silver to buy just 1 ounce of gold. This is a massive, historically unprecedented distortion. It's a coiled spring, wound tighter and tighter by market manipulation and paper contracts. But physics and history tell us the same thing. That spring is going to snap back. The reversion to the mean is inevitable. So let's run the numbers. What happens when this ratio starts collapsing back towards its historical average of 15 to 1? Let S be conservative and assume gold only reaches a price of $10,000 an ounce amidst the coming currency crisis. A return to the historical ratio would imply a silver price of over $660 per ounce. Now, what if gold, as many analysts predict, hits $15,000 an ounce? Do the math. We're looking at a silver price of $1,000 per ounce. This isn't fantasy, it's historical and mathematical certainty. Samsung knows this math. That's why they are in Mexico, securing the physical supply now, not waiting for the price to reflect this reality. They are buying at 69 to 1, knowing the reset to 15 to 1 is on the horizon. They're front-running the biggest repricing event of our lifetime. What we're witnessing is not just about charts and ratios, It's the beginning of a $10 trillion wealth transfer, the biggest in modern history, and almost nobody sees it coming. Let me paint you a picture of the near future. The system of fiat currency, the dollars in your bank account, is built on a foundation of confidence and ever-expanding debt. That foundation is cracking. When it finally collapses, and it will, the scenes will be chaotic. People will be locked out of their banks, their digital savings wiped out, their paper money becoming worthless. We will see people literally burning stacks of dollars just to stay warm because its purchasing power will have evaporated. But on the other side of this crisis, a new class of wealthy will emerge. Who will they be? Not the ones with complex stock portfolios or fancy digital tokens. It will be the people who had the foresight to trade their decaying paper currency for real, tangible, physical assets, specifically silver. While the masses are panicking, silver stackers will be holding the ultimate form of financial security. Their wealth won't just be protected, it will multiply exponentially. This isn't just about the price of silver going up, this is about survival. It's about securing your family's future and building true generational wealth in a world where traditional financial assets have turned to dust. The choice is becoming stark. Hold onto the melting ice cube of fiat currency, or grab onto the lifeboat of physical silver. So the critical question is, what should you be doing right now, today, before the masses wake up and the stampede begins? The answer is simple and actionable. You need to start converting your dollars into physical silver. I'm not talking about paper silver ETFs or mining stocks for the long term. While those can be trading vehicles, they carry counterparty risk. When the system freezes, you want something you can hold in your hand. Focus on physical bars and coins from reputable dealers. Do your research. Find dealers with a long track record and fair pricing. Yes, you will pay a premium over the spot price, and those premiums are already rising. That's another signal that the physical market is tightening. Don't let that deter you. Paying a small premium now is infinitely better than not being able to find any silver at all in the near future. Think about it. Samsung, a multi-billion-dollar corporation, is going to the source trying to secure entire mines. You and I have an advantage they don't. We're nimble. We don't need millions of ounces. We can still walk into a coin shop or go to a trusted online dealer and buy ounces. Every single ounce you acquire is a step away from a failing system and a step toward financial sovereignty. Don't wait for the news headlines to tell you there's a shortage. By then, it will be far too late. The time to act was yesterday. The next best time is right now. This is my final warning. I want you to take a good, hard look at the price of silver today. As I'm recording this, it's around $64. Go ahead, take a screenshot of that price. Because in 2026, or possibly sooner, you're going to look back at that screenshot and realize it was the bargain of a lifetime. You'll tell people stories about when you could buy an ounce of real money for under $100. The signs are all there for those willing to see. The industrial demand is exploding, the investment demand is waking up, and the supply is shrinking. The gold to silver ratio collapse is not a matter of if, but when. The great wealth shift from paper to physical is accelerating every single day. The insiders are positioned. Now it's your turn. If you are already stacking silver, hit that like button to let me know you're part of this movement. In the comments below, tell us what you're stacking. Coins, bars, let's share our strategies. And most importantly, subscribe to this channel and ring that notification bell. We release daily updates to keep you ahead of the curve. Don't get left behind. Get positioned now.